Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for Chronicles in Collecting, where I'm going to take a look at the Metal Robot Spirits ASWG-01 Gundam Bael from Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, an anime series that ran for 50 episodes from October 2015 through April 2017. This figure came out in December 2021 in Japan and March 2022 in the US and was a premium Bandai exclusive, retailing for about 15,400 yen or about $128. The US premium Bandai store charged $155 US dollars. So I'm a really big fan of Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's a little disappointing that there's not more suits in Robot Spirits from that show, but I guess Iron-Blooded Orphans did have a bunch of cool suits, but maybe it's not the show that's known the most for its mobile suits, but I'm really excited that they've been doing the Metal Robot Spirits. They've done a few of the Barbatoses, the Vidar, and the latest one is the Bael. So let's take a look at Christian Bael over here. So yeah, just my really initial thoughts is this figure feels really hefty. It's really nice, like probably the nicest feeling figure that I've done in Metal Robot Spirits. It just seems very, very, very solid. Obviously kind of what you'd expect as far as the Metal Robot Spirits. Looks like kind of the metal frame is pretty similar to that of the Barbatos, kind of the same style where some of it is exposed, which I think is more of the style of those suits. So you got the accessories here, kind of have this like pink lightning that kind of comes out of his face or whatever. This is cool. I love the color contrast, especially just seeing this like kind of like this cool like villain mobile suit, and then it just has these like pink accents. Well, villain maybe. I'll leave that up to your interpretation. I'd probably say no. But yeah, other than that, there's not a ton of accessories for this figure. You got these like cool wings that I was just looking at. Got this backpack here. A lot of swords. Take a look at some of the swords here. So there's two of these. Probably don't need to take a look at both of them. And there are obviously some pretty cool poses you could make with the swords. And then this sword I think is just a teensy bit bigger than the other one. Let's take a look at these side by side. So here is the second set of swords, the bigger swords. And then here it is kind of compared to the first sword. So you can see quite a bit bigger, quite a bit bulkier. Take a look at them from the side. So you have basically two swords of each side, a number of different hands, which again I don't think we really need to go through. And then these are kind of unique. So I believe that these kind of make like a cross. You can make like a cross pattern with them to kind of. I think it's supposed to kind of replicate the sword, kind of like the sun reflecting over the sword. So that's really cool. That's kind of unique. And then you get a custom stand with the model number and the emblem right there. So I'm going to take a few minutes here, pose this guy, and I'll be back in a few minutes with some final thoughts. All right, and we are back. So let's get this guy on the rotating stand. Really like this figure. I thought it was fairly easy to pose. I kind of got one of the pegs stuck in the back. It took a while to get out, but that's more of a me problem than a them problem. But yeah, I loved all the accessories. One thing I said accidentally before, or inadvertently, or mistakenly before, I thought this was part of the backpack. It's actually a holster for the sword. So I think the idea is that you have the small swords, those fit in the holsters, and then you have the bigger swords, that you could use for posing. Obviously, you could pose with the smaller swords too, if that's what you like as well. The wings are pretty movable. Just kind of take a quick look here. You can kind of put them all the way, up like that if you want, and you can bend them, and then I think they'd pretty much come, basically 180 degrees of rotation there. So that's really nice. I'm not crazy about this stand, but it's a very typical Metal Robot Spirit stand, so I think you pretty much know what you're getting into. Lots of cool poses. I'm going to also move it off the rotating stand very, very briefly so that you can see this effect thing here, which I was talking about, which is I think kind of showing the light reflect. It kind of like latches onto the sword, so you can kind of position a little bit, and you could also affect the angle If you want to, kind of do that, do something a little bit more stylish, do something a little bit more crucifixion-y, I'll leave that to you. But yeah, I just really love the colors. I love all the detailing. Love like the pink electricity thing. Really nice joints. Really nothing but good things to say about this figure. I probably like it a little bit more than the Barbatos that I looked at like maybe in August. I thought that one, it was just a little harder to pose, and I thought the joints weren't quite as sturdy as this one is. But yeah, probably one of my top metal robot spirits so far. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a like or subscribe. And if you didn't enjoy it, tell me about it in the comments. If there's something you want to see, either something with this figure or a different figure, tell me about it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Schedule's probably going to be changing a little bit when A Main Warrior of the Borderline starts airing again next month. I'm going to be doing those reviews, I think, on Tuesday when the show comes out, and then I'll probably do a figure review later in the week, probably Friday. But if you subscribe, you'll get all the new videos. Not 100% sure what I'm going to be doing next week. I've just been trying to get new figures in the mail and review them as I get them, so not 100% sure, but it'll probably be something awesome, and it'll probably be a Robot Spirits. Anyway, thanks so much, and keep collecting.